We have with us Shaurya Kanoria. Hey, Shaurya.
Hello, hi Karthik, hi Vinod, hi Bhargavi, hi everyone.
Hey, hi
Shaurya
Shaurya.
is the founder of Eat Better. That's our newest investment. Have we announced this last week? We have, right?
Yeah.
This
Yeah.
last week
I
we
think
did.
so. We should change Shaurya's name to Shaurya Eat Better. Yeah.
Yeah. Yep. Interestingly,
So for the people who don't know, Eat Better is an investment that we've recently done. Shaurya has raised 5.5 crores for his venture, and super exciting to work with you, Shaurya. Obviously, there will be a queue for people to go to your website and figure out, what you're doing and make some purchases and buy all the good stuff, right? But just wanted to like jog people's memories and tell them that we have invested in Eat Better and couldn't be happier with the way that you handled the whole process, Shaurya, and showed a lot of maturity in that.
no, thank you. Firstly, I'm super excited to be here. And interestingly, one of the first times I came across Java Capital was through one of your LinkedIn sessions. And then I think I had just dropped in a cold text to Karthik, and then that's how the conversation started. And a lot of people, so when we started our fundraising journey, interestingly, a lot of people said that cold reach outs don't work, and don't write to VCs, and but I mean, here we are. So
It's a
I
myth.
mean,
So you have proven it's a myth. Not
yeah,
with all
it's
VCs it doesn't work. Some people like us do see cold emails.
No, and I think that was one of the things that I really liked about Java is that you guys were building on primary conviction. I mean, it was not because someone is backing, because someone else is there, because someone has referred. It was through a cold reach out, which is what really stood out for me. Is that everything was happening? I mean, there were no barriers. So I just reached out to Karthik, and then we had three calls, and then you guys really took a deep dive into the business, and Karthik was nice enough to actually come. And interestingly, Karthik was the only of all the people that we had met during the diligence and during the fundraise. He was the only person who had come down to Jaipur, and we were wondering why are people not really coming down to Jaipur, or why don't people want to see the office? He can numbers in Excel and everything is fine, but like I mean, if you go to someone's office, you actually know much more about the business than you can over a call. So again, that was also something that stood out. So a lot of learnings in this journey, and super happy to have you guys as our first investors, and thank you so much for backing with so much conviction.
I love that visit to Jaipur, Shaurya. It's too bad, I couldn't spend more time in Jaipur. I actually fell in love with the city and also, more importantly, with the people who are working in your kitchen, right? I mean, fantastic people. Yeah, you know what? Tell us a little bit about that, Shaurya. What's happened? How did you, build that kitchen? You and obviously your mom, Mridula, right? But
Right.
before that, I think you should actually introduce the products that you guys
Right.
are working on.
Yep. So what we are doing is we are trying to bring age-old food wisdom coupled with modern nutritional needs for people who are living a busy lifestyle. So earlier, what was happening is people were living in large families, and over the last decade or two, the trend has been that there's been a huge migration towards metro cities, and everyone in the family is working. People have very less time to cook for themselves. So a lot of our culture, which was around healthy eating things which were primarily handmade using very good ingredients grown on farms, that was lost somehow in the rat race, if you can call it that. And what happened is, in India has again become a primarily, I mean, much more prosperous than it was about say 2 decades or maybe even a decade ago. So people are now looking to answer the question: How do I solve for lifestyle issues? How do I make sure that my family has the best food? Because people are living comfortably. A lot of people are doing very well. So now the question is, I don't have time. How do I find the best food for my family? Right? And this is a problem that my mother faced when she had moved to Jaipur and she was working, and she could not find healthy packaged food. Right? And then those are the basically, so she started experimenting in her kitchen with her recipes, and those are the things that we grew up on. And we often joked about monetizing this. This is the products are so good, we should actually start doing it commercially, but never got around to doing it. And then when the lockdown hit, we finally had a lot of time on our hands to look at other things as well. And as fate would have it, we started this. I mean, we took Eat Better online, and we launched commercially, and it's gone fantastically well, and here we are today.
That's a great story, Shaurya. We have in the background, the laddus, right? The Eat Better laddus, which are obviously, our favorite of the lot that you have, Shaurya. And I think Bhargavi also has a great story to tell about those Eat Better laddus.
Yeah. I think I really loved Bhargavi's story, and I think that's the best compliment that the product has received so far.
Somehow, Shaurya, somehow, right? These people have not given the laddus to me so far. Okay, it's lying in the store. That's also the story. It's lying somewhere in HSR. They have not sent it to me yet.
Oh my God! I can't believe you haven't tried the laddu so far.
Yeah, it's lying in for only special people.
Hey, Vinod, you must have had, man, from, in fact, one of our other portfolio companies, Kind Life, has actually gifted Eat Better laddus.
That's also to Bhargavi only, Karthik, not
that laddu never came to you both. That got consumed at home.
That never reached me. And the one
that never came to you.
Yeah, and the one we ordered for founders, is sitting somewhere in Karthik's control. So I have
go to gotaeatbetter.com now and order.
Yeah. I know. That was pretty much happening. And now that I think I will do that. But I'm going to order from Karthik next.
Yeah, for sure. So interestingly, I mean, what our thought was in a country like India, if you look at what so after every meal the question is खाने के बाद मीठा क्या है या मीठे में क्या है, and the problem is that people really want to avoid sugar and it's really harmful, but still that urge, it's a very natural thing to want to have a dessert or something sweet after your meals, right? And the go-to dessert for India is a laddu. So what we did is, I mean, it's obviously a product that everyone wants to have, but does not have because it has a lot of sugar, ghee, so many unhealthy things are there, which leads to lifestyle issues or just weight gain also in general. So we made a product which is want to have product into a should have product, because so our laddus do not have any sugar, so there's no added sugar, there's no refined sugar, and there's no oil, there's no ghee, there are no preservatives. It's completely natural. So, and I think that's what I mean. Those are simple innovations which we can have in our food, which can lead to a better lifestyle. So that's what we are really trying to do with everything that we are doing. Is how can we make it very convenient for someone to live a better lifestyle or live a healthier lifestyle without really compromising on what they're eating every day or what they're really used to eating, without changing maybe the taste palette or the form factor. Because asking someone to change their food habits is not a very long-term play. So if you can give them products which are better and also aligned with what they're used to eating in the same form factor, also maybe in the same taste range, then I think we can see a great product market fit and great adoption as well. So that's our thought with the brand.
No, I think that's absolutely true. Yeah.
It's bang on, Shaurya, and just one more thing. You're not gonna get laddus if you're not gonna spell them right. Okay.
No, I think
you're on mute, Vinod.
Taste.
You have to have another D over there.
Okay, wait. Okay. Karthik, we're double muting each other.
I think so. Yeah.
I'm saying, as long as they're tasty, right, and healthy,
Yeah.
I don't care about the spelling, is what I'm saying.
Yeah, exactly.
I think, Shaurya, it's only a matter of time, when people will actually replace their laddus with your laddus, man, because it's so good. it's quite addictive, right? And when you know that there is no added sugar and everything is like natural, right? You also feel really good about those things. But laddus are not the only things that you're doing, right? Tell us about some of the other categories that you're working on, and for people who like to eat some namkeen, for
Right.
snacks. Anything going on there?
So interestingly, we did not really start with the laddus, and they only came in after we had launched a couple of products, and the first few products were a recipe which was like a very old recipe. So the idea is, I mean, everyone whenever you go to a nutritionist or a dietitian or any basically anyone to consult for food, they say that your food needs to really have seeds and nuts as much as you can. Maybe so that's maybe also the first thing that you should start your day with,
Yeah.
and also sprinkle it on your salad. So we launched two products. One was a better trail mix, which was a savory snack, which is a combination of nuts and seeds roasted with organic spices, without using any artificial flavors, colors, preservatives. And after that, we launched. So you just go
This one,
up.
right?
No, no, just go up on the shop. Yeah, the better trail mix. Yep. This is how it looks like. So, and also with the photography, we I don't know what's up with e-commerce in general. People don't when they're selling food, they don't really show photos of the food, which is what
Mm.
we try to do. And maybe that's the reason why, and I think that's something that I should not be saying, but that's the reason why our conversion are fairly high, because we really want to bring the ingredients that we are using and the food that we are making, because the quality is so high. We want to focus on that. We want people to see what they're really getting, and not just a drawing or an illustration or a mock-up, right? On a lot of packets, on a lot of food, you see images are for representation purposes only, which really does not
Mm.
make sense. Why are they for representation purpose? If it's food, I want to see what I'm going to get, right?
Correct.
So
Correct.
we are just trying to build the brand by being very, I mean, by using sort of common sense. What is the customer really asking for, and what is he going to really like and make a part of his everyday life. So a better trail mix is again a combination of all the things that a nutritionist or dietitian would say that you should have, but it's tasty. So rather than having plain old boring almonds or seeds and having say 5 different boxes of pumpkin seeds, chia seeds, you can just have a jar of the trail mix or a on the go pack, and you can put it in your wallet, put it in your bag, your purse, or just in your drawer, and just whenever you're feeling hungry, take it out and have it, and you are and a handful of that is good enough to satiate your cravings for about an hour or so.
Yeah.
So that this is one product which we had launched, and the second one was the Better Munch. So this is a combination of Turkish dried dates and yeah. So yep. This is the one, and coconuts. So this is a very interesting, crunchy, sweet kind of a nut mix, which is made using just these three ingredients. So this is one of the first products that we had launched, and it still does quite well, and it has a strong fan following. So these are the two products that we started out with, and it was just a jar that we had. And interestingly, we called up the first 1,000 people who placed an order on our website. It was a long journey to getting those first 1,000 orders. But what really happened was a lot of product development happened along the way. So we first launched with this jar, which you see over here,
Hmm.
and people said that okay, once they ordered one jar and then two jars, and then they said how many jars will we keep having? Can't you do like a refill pack for us? So that's when a refill pack was born. And then some people said that it's very hard to carry like a large refill pack. Can't you do something which can fit into our purse, or which I can put in my child's a school bag or something? And that's when we came up with an on-the-go pack, which was like a small handy pack of the snacks. So that really and again, whenever now we develop a product, we send it out to 50 to the first 50 or 100 customers, ask them for their feedback, and then they're more than happy to really share what they feel about the product, and that leads the product development process. It helps us find the right price, the right taste, and the right combination quantity. So talking to our customers has really helped us avoid making costly mistakes and avoid launching products which would not ideally do well in the market.
Mhm.
So that's how we've gone about with our product development journey from launching the first product to having about say 10 different varieties now, and this is a process that we want to follow even as we scale.
Yeah, all of this are the behind the scenes things, that most people don't get to really see, right? We just get to see the beautiful output that we are seeing on your website, and the final product that we get to enjoy. Talk to us a little bit about the people who are behind this in your kitchens, um, and I always, get fascinated, how you put that team together, Shaurya, and what you're doing there. The impact that you're creating is just amazing.
So very interestingly, and so when we started, so and again, this is a question about how food should be made. We were thinking about, and there's a blog article also which I'll maybe just share with you guys. Is about food should ideally be made without using any chemicals, artificial flavors, or any preservatives. Basically, without any chemicals, should be natural, right? And we're all used to having food which is made primarily by hand, right? So we consciously wanted to adopt a very realistic. So basically, the food should be like what our mother or someone's grandmother would make at home, and that's why all the food that is made currently now by a team. So it started with a group of about say 4 or 5 women, right? And now it's almost 50 women who are working with us making these snacks in our kitchen. So it gives us great happiness and pleasure to actually see that they're so passionate about what they're doing, and they take so much ownership and pride that the QC process sort of is automated,
Hmm.
right? Because so when they're cooking, they think that they're making it for their families. So that's the love that they are pouring in, and also on a social level, they get a lot of respect in their homes and in their communities when they say that okay, we are going to work for a company which is selling these healthy snacks all over the country. Suddenly, people ask them how are you doing it? What are you doing? What are you doing? Can we also work over there? So they feel very respected. They feel empowered because they're also they start earning. So a lot of them are not really doing anything before they came to work with us, right? It was very challenging for them, and now since they've started earning, their uh, their their whole attitude towards a lot of things has changed. We do small financial literacy classes, and then they started a small saving scheme by way of SIPs and all of that. So I think this is a good video. If you could pull this up, that would be fantastic with the audio.
The few healthy snacks that I could find didn't taste too good and felt like a compromise. So I started experimenting in the kitchen to try to come up with snacks which were both tasty and healthy. My food experiments of the past 20 years have led to the birth of my brand Eat Better. Our recipes combine age-old food wisdom with modern-day nutritional needs. Cleanliness and hygiene in my kitchen is at obsessive levels. Only the best of ingredients, carefully selected, put through a rigorous process of washing, cleaning, and sorting, make their way into your snacks. And remember, our snacks are not made in those impersonal industrial machines. Manju, Kiran, Gunjan, and many other women are working hard to make snacks for you like the way a mother would for her family. I started off with a crew of 4 women, and now we have over 25 women working with us. It gives me a great sense of fulfillment and achievement to empower them. We want to make sure that wherever you are and whatever you are doing, it should always be easy for you to eat better. We aim to make healthy snacking delicious, convenient, and easily available. I invite all of you to eat better.
So I think this video really made job of explaining the brand much better than I could.
Yeah. You just put this video. I think it tells the story.
Yeah.
It's pretty interesting. Yeah.
Yeah. And I was going to tell one thing. So Shaurya gave a lot of actually tips to other budding founders in their early stage, right, on how to build brand. So whoever is following these tips and building your business, please reach out to Java Capital. Remember us.
No, I think Shaurya said a couple of things which I kind of felt very happy about. I mean, Karthik maybe underplayed it, didn't say because he was handling the deal. I can talk a little more freely. I think conviction, and Shaurya mentioned. I think that's what we keep telling Shaurya. Even if we invest with others or when we invest as leads, right? And that's something that we care about because end of the day, right? We want to work with founders for the long period, right? I mean, it's not like we are working for just capital alone. Capital, yes, I don't deny. Yes, there are capital incentives. Don't deny. But I know we all know that we have to work for the next 4, 5, 10 years, hopefully longer. Your next company, maybe our next company, we don't know. So when you want to work long, right, you need to build conviction. I mean, otherwise, if you're chasing somebody else's signal or somebody else's borrowed conviction, right, then you keep getting your own doubts, at every point in the journey. I mean, we don't want to get our doubts, once we back our entrepreneurs, right? We when we back, right, I think we will do some errors, we will make some mistake, but I think once we back, right, we have their backs. That's what it means for us. And I think, and that applies to the entrepreneur also, right? They know that, right? If we put so much effort in doing certain things for them, we will stay with them through the journey. And that means both of us are aligned in the interest for the long term. I think that is what, when you said about conviction and Karthik visiting, right, it all means to us in a way when we work with entrepreneurs.
So another interesting point over here is when, and this is very recent. So when we were negotiating the SHA and the terms, and this being our first venture capital round, we were very scared because, I mean, with every point we were just assuming the worst case scenario. I can see Karthik is smiling, and I think I really bothered him with having comments on each sort of line. The SHA had some 200 odd markups, but. I mean, it took us more than, I think, 45 days to close out the terms, and Karthik kept saying that it's all sort of in end of the day, it's in good faith, right? And that's one key takeaway for me. And what we saw, even when we had to reach out to Karthik for certain approvals, my thinking before, at the time of negotiation or at the time of SHA discussion, was, oh my God, it's going to take so much time. It's going to be impossible for me to run the company like this, right? But then I sent Karthik a mail, and in 15 minutes an approval came. And I was like, why did I spend so many days arguing about something like this? So that's, I think, very, so what you said, Vinod, about conviction, I think that's very important, that if your conviction is strong, then you really back the entrepreneur as much as the thesis. So and that makes the journey smooth for everyone, and every company, I think, should try. I mean, obviously it's very nice to raise money when a lot of people are chasing you and your valuations are sky high and people are playing that valuation game. But in the long run, if you think about building a company for, say, the next 3 to 5 years, not everything is going to go super smooth, and you're not going to be in that hot bubble every time. So you need investors who back you with conviction and not looking at trends which will go up and down, because when they've backed you on a strong trend, they'll abandon you as quickly when the bubble bursts. So I think being fair with whatever, say, I mean, also with valuation, being fair with what you think is a long-term sustainable valuation is very important if you want to raise money for the long term and have a happy relationship with your investors, and also to have people who back you not because they are backing on sort of second-hand conviction, but primary conviction. So if a founder can solve for that, then I think half the battle is won. And I think we've gotten really lucky with Java on both of these points.
Awesome, yeah. Karthik will have to say something now.
Really grateful, Shaurya, for the the sentiment, right? But more than that, I think it's been a pleasure working with you, man. I know it's a little bit taxing, when we're working on the round, especially when we have so many other investors, but always appreciative of your vision and the clarity of thought that you have, Shaurya, whenever you get an investor on board, right? There's always a rationale behind why you wanted to get him, right? It's not
Yeah.
just the money, what beyond the money, what how that person can actually add value to the company. And I think that's the right way to think about raising funds from angel investors, right? And this is man, I was actually sold the moment you shared the password for your Excel MIS and projections. I think
I remember.
You won't believe that is. I mean, it was so many people have whoever has received that MIS or that password. Everyone was like, "Oh my god, great password, great password!" I was like, okay, more than the page, I think.
I think one day when we are closer to that number, Shaurya, I will write out a blog post, man, or put it out
Yeah.
on Freewheeling Fridays.
That will be epic. That will be amazing.
Great,
So,
Shaurya. Shaurya, the only thing that could have made better this conversation, right, is if we had Rudra also on with us today. Hopefully, we'll get her next time.
yeah, for sure. And I mean, before we started the whole fundraise journey, because fundraise is so time taking, we had an understanding that okay, you focus on the work, I'll actually focus on like raising funds and talking to investors. It's like both of us can't get bogged down in a fundraise, and it takes so much time. This is also something that I did not realize. And a lot of people told me it's going to take time. I thought it's going to be a 1 month or a 45-day or a 2 month process. And oh man, I was mistaken. So I mean, another takeaway is that anyone who's raising funds should account for about 4 to 5 months. Should I mean, ideally look at a 4 to 5 month time frame before the money really hits your bank, and that is if things are going well. And that's also I think something that we did not anticipate. And glad to have. And again, this is also super important because when it takes so long to close a round, it's very important for you to have investors who are backing on conviction. So again, I think that's super important.
Fantastic, Shaurya.
I think it's actually good to see him, good to see Shaurya. I think, do you agree? You have grown during the process as a founder in terms of understanding the nuances of fundraising, investor conversations, and things like that.
Yeah, definitely. And I think more than anything, what I realized, and this is something that I was also discussing internally and thinking a lot about, is because you're asked. It's a very taxing process. It's almost nerve wracking because you get on hundreds of calls and you meet so many people and people are trying to convince you that your business will not work, and it's your job to and you're doing that day in and day out, right? Because you're meeting so many people and connecting with so many investors, and you and everyone will ask you questions on basically, or put questions on why things will not work. So that forces you to think very deeply on the fundamentals of the business, on how you will solve problems. So the process really I mean, sort of strengthens the business because it gets a lot of people who have experiences of scaling businesses, who have seen a lot of companies through various stages, really talk about what their learnings are, and whatever questions they have comes from the experiences that they've had. So those questions are also very important, and we've actually written down so many questions and so many answers, and that makes the company much stronger to weather storms. Yeah, because you know that these are the problems that are going to come up, these are the issues that are going to come up, and these are the sort of reservations which I must keep in mind when I'm scaling. So that's one thing, and also I think just being it teaches you patience. Dealing with lawyers. Oh my god.
Yeah,
But yeah,
Shaurya, so imagine, you have to do that only once and, or maybe 4 times in your journey. For us, right? Every week, every month, we have to do dealing with.
Oh my God! In fact, I had written a message to Karthik when we were in SHA negotiations. I was like, I can't believe you do this on an everyday basis. My respect for a VC has gone up. Because on the outside it just looks like, I mean, the job looks so simple. I know you meet founders and then you invest, but the term sheet, getting the term sheet is just the tip of the iceberg. And when Karthik told me that this things have just started, I did not really realize what he meant, but but yeah, so I think yeah, I mean, it looks a lot. I mean, it is a lot harder than it really looks from the outside. And when a founder has gone through that journey, he also starts appreciating the process.
Yeah,
Now you
I
know
think
all the tricks, Shaurya.
Hopefully.
You are much better prepared for the next round.
Yeah, definitely.
And you have us on your side for the next round, right? So
Exactly.
Correct.
So I think that makes it super easy, because it's very hard to I mean, because it's a process, right? Once you go down that path, you really know what your metrics are and what you're building for. So you have very clear 6 month, 12-month deliverables, and you're answerable for that. So that also brings a lot of discipline into the company. Right? Earlier, it's just you. So I can be in an echo chamber and think that, okay, I'm doing a great job. But then if you have investors who are actually looking in from the outside, they can tell you, or they can really warn you on the things which are not going well, on what you can do, how the company can grow. So you really need someone who's invested money in the company to tell you what is really going wrong, things which you are maybe not looking at, things which you are missing out on. So having that guide is also very important for a company. It forces the founder out of their own maybe a self-created bubble or an echo chamber.
Hmm. Very well put, Shaurya. Bang on.
So hopefully,
Okay, I think
all of
Shaurya, I
these
would be.
learnings will help us.
yeah, I think we should
Sure.
bring Shaurya to one of the sessions, to tell how founders should raise funds and all that, Karthik.
yeah, actually, this turned out to be a great freewheeling, right? It was
Yeah.
a true freewheeling.
Yeah.
Hey, Shaurya, one last thing, which you didn't do. Usually, right, you get an opportunity to put, your lead investor on the spot. In this case, Karthik's been leading it. You can ask him, some, freewheeling is generally, not just that we ask you things. You can put him on the spot and ask him something, that will make him swing. Yeah.
No, I think I've really put Karthik on the spot many times.
Okay, that's interesting to know. Okay.
So many times. I mean, I've been like, okay, this is not going to happen. I don't think this is going to work out.
We had fun conversations during SHA,
Yeah.
I think, do you have something interesting to share on this? Something that you maybe remember?
No, I actually had only one thing. When you went to Jaipur, right, I told him, what are you doing? Just going and coming back, right? Spend a couple of days, chill in the city and come back.
And that's what I told him.
Yeah.
He is like, he was like, no, I want to come back. So I think, there's still opportunity, though. The next, you call for a meeting, call it in Jaipur next time. Yeah.
Maybe we can have our offsite there,
Yeah, definitely.
Offsite in Jaipur, yeah. Why
Yeah,
not?
done. Java Capital's offsite is now in Jaipur next.
Yeah. Not
For
bad idea.
Bhargavi, it's like going to space.
No, I'm fine. I'll get family along.
Oh, there you go.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I think you should do that. It's a good
Now the
idea.
weather is also pretty good to visit, so I think good time for you guys to come down.
Yeah.
Hey, Shaurya, just one last thing, man. Any discount code for our viewers?
I think the best discount code would be Java 25. So I'll just create a code called Java 25.
All right, awesome.
Amazing.
Okay, I'm putting it up. Hold. Yeah. If you want, you can announce now. Okay, Karthik, you can ask people to go ahead.
All right, guys, where to go. It's gottaeatbetter.com, and then use the code Java25 at checkout. And I'm sure, you'll love the snacks. Don't forget to try them out. A lot of corporates are also gifting Eat Better's products, right? That's how most of your repeat customers, Shaurya, coming directly from the corporate gifting route as well, right?
Yeah, so very interestingly, and this is something which was a surprise discovery. So when people bought our snacks for the first time, what would their average order value be? 500, 600, $1,000, right? But then what we saw is people started really gifting it to their friends and family because they really liked the product. So what was happening is when we were acquiring customers, so for any D2C brand, customer acquisition is one of the biggest challenges.
Mm.
We were acquiring customer, we realized that we're not just acquiring one customer because that customer is gifting it to his friends and family, and a lot of people who are working in corporates are gifting it to their entire company as well. So what really happened is our customer lifetime value really increased significantly, and we started getting in a lot of inbound inquiries for corporate gifting, for gifting during weddings, festivals, or just birthdays, anniversaries, whatever. So what we did is we started a gifting section on our website. We had the same snacks, but put it like nice gift boxes, and that turned out to be a great learning which happened, and this was also customer led. So during our first couple of months, we got a call from a customer saying that, do you do gift boxes as well? We did not really do gift boxes at that point in time. We said, of course, we do gift boxes. So I said, okay, give me a presentation and I want to order 1,000 plus boxes. We're like, 1,000 plus boxes? We've not even done 1,000 orders till then. So we went out, we curated a good selection. We bought these boxes and sort of suddenly just got things together on the fly. And that was the first order that we got, and which was through our customer because he really liked the product. And that has really picked up very well, and we hope to really build on this in the future as well. So for anyone who's listening, if you're looking for something great to give, something which will help someone else live a healthier lifestyle and also remember you every day when they're snacking on Eat Better products, please visit our website or contact us for your gifting needs.
Super. And Shaurya, just one last story from the due diligence, right? When I came and we were looking at some of the customer profiles, right? One thing that really stood out for me was somebody who ordered, I think, who came through the corporate route first, and then they ordered the first one, and then after a month they ordered, and after 2 weeks they ordered, and then the frequency, kept on decreasing, right? That was just an amazing testament to the products themselves, Shaurya. Great job, man. Great work.
Thank you. And I think it's a lot to do with the product because what you can do through digital channels and through technology is solve for discovery, solve for distribution. But at the end of the day, the product has to sell itself.
Mm-hmm.
All the tools are just accelerators. If the product is good and if the product is really something which customers are having on a daily basis, then you really have a shot at, I think, building something big, and you can pull all these levers and you can do all of these growth hacks to bring it in front of people. But the journey just starts after the first purchase is done. And I think for any brand to be built, D2C, traditional, whatever, it has to be built on very strong repeat and customer love. So we really hope trying to solve for that, not really trying to just acquire a lot of customers. What we're focusing on is our repeat rates, our retention cohorts, and how the average order value should keep on increasing with each purchase. And we've gotten some great early signals on that. Hopefully, the trend continues and this increases and improves.
Awesome.
Great, man.
Yeah.
Great stuff, Shaurya. I think we took more time than I asked you for. Really appreciate it.
It felt like a 5-minute conversation. It was very.
But this is great. I'm actually really looking forward to having Ms. Mridula in one of the freewheeling.
Yeah, for sure.
We will do a exclusive one for her.
Yeah. I'm looking forward to that, and also to eating and tasting it still. Yeah.
Let me send it to you only, Vinod. I think you're not.
No, I will.
Not ordered till now.
No, I will. I will order now. Yeah. Yeah.
You
It's
should
on
use
the
the
way.
code Java25 in order.
Yeah. Java 25 to listeners and including myself.
Yeah. Great
Awesome.
catching
Yeah.
up with you
Great.
guys.
Thanks, Shaurya. This has been
Thank
Thank you,
you.
Shaurya.
Look forward to
Have a
that.
great weekend.
Same to you guys.